Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know that it's been a little bit. I feel like I haven't sat down to film a video in forever. At least not one that I put up, because honestly I've tried to film this video a few million times and honestly nothing ever really worked out. So I do want to apologize. It is loud outside. I live in the city. There are trucks, people walking by, and yeah. So where do I start? So this summer, I celebrated my birthday with my best friend. She came into town to visit me, and it was just a great time. I was really happy, and things seemed to be going well. And then I get a call from my mom who tells me that she is tired of fighting with her illness and she is going to enter hospice care. This scared me because I know what that means. I know that hospice is, while it is something you can come out of, it's not something that you really go into to get better. It means that you're at the end of your life and they're just there to make you comfortable and take care of you and make sure that you're pain free. And my mom was in a lot of pain. At one point, she was actually on fentanyl patches, which, if you know anything about opioids and the epidemic right now, fentanyl is like the hardest, craziest drug out there, and she was on it. And it honestly, I don't think it was doing much to quell her pain. I think it just kind of helped a little, but it wasn't really doing much at this point. And so on the day after my birthday, she called me and let me know that she was going into hospice. At this point, I really didn't know how much time she had left. I just thought she was gonna go in, get better, leave, because this had happened like a million times before. She'd always go in, get better, she'd leave. Like not hospice, but just the hospital in general, um, because she had renal failure and she was on dialysis. But she'd always get sick, something would happen, and then she would leave. She'd get better and she'd go back home. This time is different because it's hospice, and she went in, and I'm gonna really try hard not to cry in this video. She went in, and then a few days later, she passed away on the 11th of July. And it just, saying it out loud doesn't really make it any more real. I feel like I'm still struggling with her being gone. It's been months, and I feel like it doesn't get better. And it's harder to keep going some days. I feel like, God, grief is just such a strange journey. And that's what it is. It's a journey because it's not something you get over. It's not something you ever really stop doing. You will always, on some level, grieve that person that you have lost. And I feel like that's what I'm starting to realize, is that I am always going to feel this way on some level. Eventually, I'll learn to live with it and it'll get easier and better and I won't think about missing her so much. But yeah, it's not today. And I feel like some days I'm really just in this tunnel, like a well, and I'm clawing my way out. And I see people at the top yelling and screaming and helping me and encouraging me and supporting me and helping me get through it. And I'm just slowly crawling my way to the top of this well. And it's not getting better. And it's still dark and scary and weird. And I feel like I get close to the top and then something happens and I just slide back down and I'm back to the bottom again or close to the bottom again and I'm stuck and I feel like they keep yelling at me to get, to help me through this. Some days I feel like I'm about to crawl out. Like I'm ready to move on, and some days I don't feel like that's going to ever happen. So that's where I've been. My mom was sick a lot this year, and I just didn't, I don't know. Partly laziness, partly worrying about her, and I don't know. That's where I've been. At least since July, I've been um, kind of dealing with everything and trying to figure out where I am in this whole process. And some days are good, some days are bad, like I said, and I just feel like everything is just weird now without her. Can't just call her and ask her about a family member or about this time when I was a kid. Hey, do you remember when I did this weird thing? And why did I do that? Like, I can't do any of that anymore. And it sucks. It sucks pretty bad because you don't realize how many memories and how many thoughts and emotions go with that person when they die, when they pass away, when it's over and you can't call or write or say what you want to say. Which I don't have any regrets as far as like what I want to say to her or how I feel about her, because she knew how I felt about her. She knew everything I wanted to say to her. I got a chance to say to her. Um, I I was lucky in that way. I guess nobody's ever lucky when they lose somebody they love, but I feel like she was sick for so long. She knew how I felt about her, and we got to tell her. It wasn't a sudden loss where she was just gone and that was it. Like, we didn't have a chance to say goodbye. Like, no, we had that chance, and we had a chance to make things right. And I feel like all of my siblings did, and I'm just kind of torn between missing her and wanting to keep going and to move on, but my heart hurts. And I have a really great support system. My husband is amazing. Actually, when I got the call that she had passed away, my exchange student from Italy from a few years ago was actually on her way to visit me, and I got to have her here, and she was also a wonderful support system. She is just a great person, and she really helped me through. She kind of kept me going. I knew that I was going to have another exchange student come this year, so she kind of helped me see that, you need to keep going for your new exchange student because they're going to need you, and your mom would have done that. And she's right. My mom did do that after my parents got divorced. She absolutely kept going for us, and some days were good, some days were bad, but she kept going for us. And when she said that, I absolutely knew that I had to do the same thing. So I was lucky she was here when she was. I am lucky that I have a great husband and that I can take time to grieve and deal with these feelings, but some days are good and some days are bad. And some days I just don't feel really anything, which is strange. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not making any sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to explain something that's completely unexplainable. Inexplicable, whatever word you're supposed to use. I don't know. At this point, I'm not really trying to think clearly. I'm trying to get my thoughts in order, but everything just seems so weird and foreign now. She's been gone for almost 3 months, and it feels like yesterday still. It feels like yesterday I got the call that she was gone and then I wasn't going to see her again. And it's funny that I went home for the funeral, and my mom has this giant house and it's full of stuff, like completely to the brim full of stuff. My mom was I don't want to say hoarder, because she wasn't that bad. She wasn't like a completely crazy, newspapers stacked to the ceiling, garbage everywhere like you see on the TV show kind of hoarder. She just had a lot of stuff that she liked. She thought it was beautiful. She'd collect it. So in one way, I'm very lucky about that because she literally kept everything. And going home was so strange because she wasn't home at her house, and it felt like almost, I told my sister this, that it felt like when we were in her house and she wasn't there, that she was just at the store and we were all waiting for her to come back. And it did. It felt like she was just going to pull up in her little Montero, which I know she had another car before she died, but that was her favorite car. And that's the car I remember her having. That she's just going to pull up in her little Mitsubishi Montero and just pull up to the back door, get out, shuffle in, and ask us where we are, what we're doing, and because that's just what she would do. Going through her stuff was so strange when she wasn't there. And then my sister said, well, I have some pictures for you. And I'm like, okay, because my mom took so many pictures. And I was like, how am I going to get this home? So my sister actually sent me home with a box. Like this is the actual box I got sent home with of pictures. And I remember thinking on the plane when I was coming home, I thought, this is it. This is all I have left of the person who gave birth to me, who took care of me and cared for me my entire life, were a hamburger patty box full of pictures. And I just cried on the plane. I just cried I felt like I wanted to cry the whole way home from Texas to Boston. And so I got home and I looked at the pictures because I didn't actually look at the pictures when I was in Texas. I looked at some of them, but I didn't look at all of them. And I was kind of comforted because I'm not kidding, it's thousands of pictures. They're not like digital. They are 100% on paper, film camera pictures, negatives everywhere. I don't even know how they're going to go through all these pictures. I'm laughing now because it's so funny to think about my mom taking these pictures and thinking, yeah, we're going to look at these all the time. We didn't ever look at these pictures. So some of them are kind of ridiculous and some of them are really good. My mom was a pretty good photographer. But I remember thinking, this is like my entire life through her eyes. This is not pictures that I took of things that I liked. These were pictures that my mother took of us and like of our lives and just growing up, and I just felt comforted and I felt good, and it feels good to talk about it now. And I don't know who's going to watch this. I don't know if anybody's going to watch this, but you have to know that if you are going through something or you've lost someone or something in your life is bothering you and bringing you down, then you need to just, it's okay. It's okay to mourn somebody or to be upset about something. It's just, if you're hurting in general, just talk to someone. Like it doesn't hurt to own your feelings. You have to own how you feel and just be okay with the fact that it's going to hurt for a little while. And going through something doesn't make you weak. Talking about it doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger, honestly. And I feel better, like I said, talking about this. So if you want to contact me or anything on Instagram or on here, message me. I'll answer anybody back that messages me. Probably on Instagram is better. I'll have my Instagram down below. But yeah, just if you need a few words of encouragement or somebody to tell you things are going to get better, I'll be that person. I want to help people because people have helped me, and I don't want to feel like I'm not doing anything for anyone else. I want to help people. I want to tell people that this is okay. If you're going through something, it's okay. And yeah. So the whole grieving process is just so strange, I've lost people before, but I've never Like, I've lost all my grandparents, they're all gone, but I've never lost someone like this close, and it's a lot of fun, let me tell you. I actually had this idea to use the pictures that I have as thumbnails, so if you see a weird thumbnail of me or some other little brown kids, that's a picture from my childhood and kind of a bit of me that's going into this, and I can thank my mom for that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I promise I'll start posting regularly. I've got a few videos already filmed, but they didn't make it, so I'm going to refilm some and keep some, and yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry I've been gone so long. I'm sorry that I've kind of let it get this bad, and I will talk to you later. Bye.